It should be no secret by now that myself and many other YouTubers, creators, and just people online are a huge fan of fan culture. Whether it be all the anime figures are behind me, which manage to catch every crumb of dust in the room, my near constant referencing of Oshikatsu in nearly every single video, put that on a bingo card for 2026, I guarantee that within 2 videos you're gonna hear the word Oshikatsu, or even just my participation and long-term enjoyment of hobbies like cosplay, which again, put that on the bingo card for 2026 because I talk about it a lot. I am a proprietor and day one defender of all things that could be considered cringe within fandom and pop culture. What can I say? I just like things. I just like weird shit. I honestly think that fursuits are generally really cool. They're basically just a sister hobby to things like LARPing and cosplay. I absolutely love seeing people's dedication to a certain fandom or show through their giant collections or their eater bags. Hell, I myself have a large collection of Needy Streamer Overload and Super Sonico memorabilia in my room, as well as having cosplayed the characters from these IPs on a number of occasions. Also, YouTube, please never try to demonetize me for the girls back here. Let's not. I feel like every single person notices the girls over this side in every single video now, because they used to be on display. They were always on display in my old videos, but like now, oh yeah, they're visible. You can see every nook and cranny. And for most people, this love and devotion to a certain character or franchise can still be considered under the lens of an observer. We can appreciate the media or person, but we know and feel comfortable with the separation between our enjoyment and the fiction. However, for some fans, this love can be much stronger, leading some people to form genuine romantic or platonic attachments to fictional characters. This next echelon of dedication is known as Yumeshipping or self-shipping, something which is slowly becoming more talked about and even popular in many fandom spaces.
I'm not really in the Yumeshipping community, but this comment made me remember my favorite Yume shipper of all time. This Twitter user ships themselves with Bubble Bass from SpongeBob. Yes, Bubble Bass, the pickle guy from SpongeBob. And it is genuinely the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Every time one of these posts come up, I am just filled with joy. This is what I need more of. I need more niche Yume ships. Stop shipping yourselves with popular characters. Lock in. They inspired me to create a beautiful Yume ship edit of me and Paul Naref.
Now, as always, we're going to do a quick disclaimer because I do feel like it's always necessary now to do a disclaimer because I feel like it's very easy for people to misunderstand things, so we're gonna put this out there. As always, this video is approached in good faith and is intended to be entertaining and interesting. I always try my best to do thorough research on any topic that I cover, but of course mistakes can be made, certain sources may not be reliable, and if that does happen, please feel free to correct me politely and guide me in a better direction if there's extra information that I should be aware of. Equally, any footage that I use, articles that I reference, or people that I show are not intended to be shown in a way to incite harassment or hatred towards any person or group of individuals. I don't want anyone who watches me feeling emboldened to be an asshole. Now that's out of the way, let's talk about what Yumeshipping is. So Yumeshipping or self-shipping is where a fan will have themselves or the OC typically date a fictional character. And this fictional character will often be referred to as their FO, aka their fictional other. Kind of like significant other, but obviously fictional other. And I do say typically when it comes to the fictional aspect, as although it is common etiquette to only ship yourself with fictional characters, when it comes to real life series or real life actors who are playing a character, sometimes a line can be a little bit more blurred. Also, Yumeshipping and self-shipping are generally considered to be the same thing or have the same meaning, but the term Yumeshipping is a more modern term for this particular phenomena of dating a fictional character and is more closely aligned with modern day Oshikatsu and Oshi culture from Japan. So again, stuff like eater bags, collectibles, taking photos with a little kind of like photo card, all that kind of stuff. So, as an example, if I was a Yumi shipper, I might ship myself with Granny Seiko from Dan Da Dan, or maybe Super Sonico. And as part of my Yumi shipping, I might curate a display dedicated to that character. So I'm really not helping myself, a giant figure display of that character, maybe some cute photo cards, maybe some custom artwork, and I might go and take pictures to post online of my collection and my love for that character. And this dedication can be as minor as a couple little trinkets or small custom art pieces, or it could be a massive collection that stands as a testament to my adoration. So yeah, Yumeshipping for some people can be pretty low-key, where the enjoyment mostly comes from collecting casually and consuming the media at home or maybe with a couple of friends. Whilst for others, this shipping culture can be very competitive and all-consuming, and at times very, very expensive.
You mean the world to me. I love you so much. Say something. Fuck you.
One well-known example of what could be considered Yumeshipping is a man that married Hatsune Miku back in 2017. 2018? Can you fact check that, Robin? Robin, if you hear me, fact check that. I'm gonna do a different take saying 2018. I'm putting the correct take. Is a man that married Hatsune Miku back in 2018? Fact check that for me. I'm trusting you. Don't cook me, Robin. 42-year-old Akihiko Kondo discovered Hatsune Miku whilst he was taking sick leave from work, very quickly becoming enamored and then later falling in love with the digital pop singer. And he ended up forming this attachment during a pretty dark patch of mental health issues and isolation off the back of bullying and issues at work. And in order to better connect with the character that he loved, he went on to purchase the now sadly defunct Gatebox hologram device, as well as a life-sized posable doll of Hatsune Miku. And before any of you start saying, ooh, what kind of doll? What kind of doll did he buy? I'm fairly certain it is just like a nice normal, it's just a giant, almost like Dolphy style doll. Like, it's a very posable doll. The head looks like an anime figurine as opposed to a love doll. So I'm hoping, praying, putting my hands together on my knees, not in a weird way, hoping that obviously it's not a love doll. Also, just as another side note, the Gatebox Devices company going under and therefore discontinuing service is low-key really heartbreaking. As before, Miku could drink champagne, talk with Akihiko, help him with his emails, and just engage with him on a more personal level. And so when the service terminated, he basically lost his ability to communicate directly with the girl, the woman that he fell in love with. Although he does have optimistic hopes that one day he will be able to resume that connection, even if it's not with the Gatebox company's service. Akihiko has labeled his attraction and relationship to Miku as being part of fictosexuality, which, if you haven't heard of the term before, basically means somebody is primarily or exclusively attracted to just fictional characters. However, through a 2026 lens and with a wider awareness and understanding of Yumeshipping and self-shipping, Akihiko's story does align with the more extreme end of behavior that can be found with some Yumeshippers. His falling in love with a fictional character, as well as trying to find ways to put himself with her, is very much something that you can find within Yumeshipping culture. Although I do feel like it's important to clarify now that just because you are a Yumeshipper, that doesn't mean that you don't have a real life relationship. Quite a few Yumeshippers do identify as just being lesbian, have lesbian relationships, have gay relationships, or heterosexual relationships. Many Yumeshippers do have real life relationships. Or if they don't have a relationship right now, they still have the capability and desire to form one in the real world. So I guess if you want to boil it down, being fictosexual can come under Yumeshipping or be a core component in somebody starting to Yumeship, but Yumeshippers are not always fictosexual. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Also, fictosexuality has a flag. I didn't know that. That's cool. Oh, do Yumeshippers have a flag? I don't think they have a flag, but they probably do. If they've got a flag, let's put it on screen right now. Load it up, enhance. There are many cases where Yumeshippers, or those who are more dedicated to extreme forms of Oshikatsu, will go on dates with their FO, celebrating their fictional other's birthday, and in some cases even having a marriage ceremony. One content creator known as Hikari Sunshine, aka Lucy, has been a long-time Yumeshipper of the character Mami Nanami from the series Rent-A-Girlfriend. She posts a lot of content around her Oshikatsu collection of Mami, so things like acrylic standees, button badges, pictures, as well as her general love of the character. And back in 2023, she actually held an engagement party with Mami. And then in December of 2025, quite literally just last month, she posted a video stating that she'd had her marriage ceremony with Mami Nanami. And this wasn't just some casual affair at a cafe. Lucy can be seen in a full wedding dress and veil that fit her fantastically, and her plush of Mami is also wearing a custom-made wedding dress and veil too. And the caption under this video on TikTok reads, "We did it! Mami and me had our 2D wedding today, a beautiful symbolic ceremony organized by Sun Euro Weddings. Mami's dress was custom made for her and mine fit just right. We had the happiest and most special moment together walking down the aisle, and we also got a very special eternal love ring. This is not a legal or religious wedding, but just a way to celebrate the Yume Joshi way of life and my love of how amazing of a character she is. I will continue supporting her with everything I have, forevermore." And although Lucy refers to herself as Mami's wife in follow-up videos, in my opinion, this admiration isn't anything to be concerned about. It doesn't feel delusional or out of touch with reality. Lucy's way of engaging with Mami is definitely more of a support and a genuine love and admiration of the character, as opposed to replacing real-life relationships with a very one-sided fictional one. on. Lucy very clearly has friends that she does see regularly, and she also has other Oshis that she likes to support too. It's just that Mami so happens to be her favorite. And another thing about self-shipping, or Yumeshipping, whatever term you would like to use, is that it isn't exclusive to cute anime girls either. In fact, a lot of Yumeshippers actually gravitate towards more unlikely love interests than you would expect. TikTok user Van Gatto is an Aina Yumeshipper, having also held their own marriage ceremony with Enna, as well as also dedicating most of their social posting to this relationship as well. Or a personal favorite user of mine is Stancene's angel wife, a Yumeshipper of the American dad couple Stan and Francine. Michelle, or Morty as they sometimes like to be known or show themselves as, has a lot of custom commissions featuring their OC engaging with Stan and Francine individually and together in various scenarios, outfits and situations, with the throuple now having gotten married as of December 2025. A lot of Yumeshipping weddings are happening in 2025. I've noticed this actually when I was doing the research for this video, going through all the like very kind of obvious social posting and tagging for Yumeshipping. Oh, everybody's getting married in December. Winter weddings, the magic of Christmas, Christmas miracles, all coming true for these Yumeshippers. Everyone for some reason is going for December. Oh my god, like it's a weird trend. Congratulations though. Merry Christmas and congratulations. And another really cute detail about this specific Yumeshipper is that they actually made a custom marriage certificate with themselves, Stan and Francine, as well as drawing or getting commissioned an art piece featuring their wedding photo. In some ways, this particular Yumeshipper also sees their relationship as kind of an AU, as opposed to something that they themselves, their human self, actively engages in a real world way. Although just like previous Yumeshipping examples, Stancene's angel wife does do a lot of the Oshikatsu behavior that we've come to expect. Again, these being taking out their dolls or their figurines of Stan and Francine to go on dates, to do cute little date things, taking pictures of Stan and Francine with them to places. Like, they do a lot of the same things that many other Yumeshippers do, but they definitely have more of an extended universe going on where there's kind of separate storylines that have happened or are happening. It's very interesting. It's a very kind of like fun account to follow. I kind of love it. I won't lie. Every time they pop up on my For You page, kind of dig it. I kind of dig it. I think it's fun. I think it's a little silly in a good way. I think it's fun. Also, really good ship name. American Angel, mint. Stancene's angel wife, mint. Also, I'm gonna say this right now, but the Yumeshipping community is one that consistently pays independent artists to do custom artwork of their OC or them with their FO. Like so many people who participate in self-shipping will pay a good chunk of change to have these images, these custom artworks to have in their bag, to have on their wall, to put in a little photo card holder. They pay out of the nose for this artwork, and they often also promote the artist too through social media posts, which often also do really well. Like, it's a cool little community that does regularly support independent businesses, artists, and sellers. And in an age of AI and stolen art, I see this kind of contribution as a net positive. But Addy, what happens if somebody else ships themselves with your FO? Can multiple people Yumeship the same person? Well, for some of the community and who participate in Yumeshipping, they don't really mind and are kind of okay with the fact that other people will inevitably Yumeship with their FO. I guess it's kind of part and parcel for forming a relationship with somebody that just doesn't exist in real life. You can't really be accused of cheating when you don't have any autonomy for yourself. However, some people are known as non-sharing Yumeshippers. This means that those under this label do not want to see, interact with, or necessarily even acknowledge that other people ship themselves with their fictional other, with their Oshi.
I am a non-sharing Yumeshipper. Basically, I act as if I am the only person who Yumeships with my FO. I don't comment on other people's posts saying that I'm Sebi's only wife and you can't have it, but I do block them. I've been asked quite frequently why I'm non-sharing. I have many reasons, but the biggest one for me is that Yumeshipping can get incredibly competitive, especially when you throw an Oshikatsu culture into the mix. I have a shrine, which I put a lot of effort into building, and that shrine has costed quite a bit of money and effort to build. It would be extremely disheartening for me to constantly see other people with larger and more impressive shrines. Makes me feel as if I'm not dedicated enough, when realistically, it may simply be a difference in exposable income or time. And that goes the other way around too. Oshikatsus in particular are always trying to one-up each other, and this competitiveness amplifies when you share the same Oshi. I have quite a large shrine, and I don't want any of the doubles I encounter to feel any resentment for me and my shrine. By being non-sharing, I have absolutely nobody to compete with, since doubles just don't exist to me. I can focus on Yumeshipping and building my shrine for myself, and not just one-upping my doubles.
The Oshikatsu element of Yumeshipping is something that can very quickly become very competitive and sometimes quite bitter as well, depending on the circles you're running in. People showing off larger collections, having limited edition merchandise from things like pop-up stores or collaboration cafes, or even just a wider variety of custom merchandise, which again does cost a big chunk of change to usually commission or buy. And I guess it can make it hard to feel like you're a #1 fan of somebody or something, or the biggest lover of that person, if somebody else has more stuff than you that seems to show a level of physical dedication, especially when you are exposed unwillingly to somebody who clearly has more resources and income than you do to spend on their Yume. And equally, for a smaller minority, Yumeshipping is this very strong emotional romantic attachment. And I can understand that seeing other people engaging with that character, showing their relationship with that character that you are genuinely so invested and even in love with, could potentially feel like you're being cheated on or really hurt your feelings and make you feel very insecure. I don't think it's unfair to say that Yumeshipping can be a hobby and an interaction that can be appealing to people who are maybe lonely, suffering with various mental health illnesses that could make them feel isolated, or those who just seem to struggle to form real-world relationships. And so although by no means am I saying that the average Yumeshipper is this very rigid, lonely, depressed person only into Yumeshipping because of that loneliness and struggle, there is definitely a small number of outliers who engage far more emotionally than others. And again, that's not a crime, but I do think some people just take it to heart more. Yes? Yes, please. Thank you. Yippee! Now, another thing that can happen with Yumeshipping is the discourse surrounding who somebody is Yumeshipping with. Although, as mentioned before, Yumeshipping isn't just exclusive to the age-appropriate cute anime girls. A lot of people do get uncomfortable when Yumeshipping a more morally ambiguous or just kind of dicey character. People shipping themselves with morally objectionable works of fiction, or minors shipping themselves with adults. And in these situations, Yumeshipping can kind of veer into the realm of dark shipping. Dark shipping, for understandable reasons, can sometimes carry a lot of discourse and controversy. And to clarify, dark shipping can have some very taboo, toxic kind of relationships and dynamics. It can be a very controversial thing, sometimes for very good reason. So again, it's one of those things that a lot of people do try to just stay away from as a general, because the association with it is usually stuff like older and younger. It can be stuff like violent relationships or abusive relationships. But in reality, the amount of genuinely harmful ships that are actively posted about publicly online are very, very few and far between. And a lot of the time, the more problematic ones rarely deserve the amount of viscera, harassment, or even allegations that are often received, with most of that coming from teenagers online. Yep. Thank you, you may come in. Enter my chambers. Ooh, a Nara biscuit. Thank you. Thank you. Again, I do have a full video about fandom and censorship and purity culture and all the nuances that go with that is going to be a very, very long watch, a very detailed watch coming soon. It's in the works. And so I will go in depth on these kind of topics and the nuances of certain things in that video, because I do feel like it needs a steady hand to properly discuss it, because my God, the internet's too trigger happy to loosely glaze on it. If I loosely glaze on it, call me a donut, because I'm gonna have a hole in me, because people are gonna be punching my guts out online. And because of its more eccentric nature, Yumeshipping has gained some level of ire in certain communities and fandoms. Some just finding it simply cringeworthy and over-consumeristic due to its Oshikatsu and collecting tendencies, whilst others question the ethics and morality of those who become too immersed in these fantasies. In my opinion, it's definitely more unusual to go so far as to seriously ship yourself with a fictional character. Dedicating that much time and money to somebody who simply isn't real could be a genuine cause for concern if those doing it are fully withdrawing from society in order to facilitate it. The rise of predatory applications like character AI, or even just tools like Grok on X, definitely do present a real threat to healthy social development, especially when it comes to people who might already be prioritizing fantasy over reality, or falling down rabbit holes such as the manosphere off the back of maybe a bad breakup or just an unsuccessful love life. However, most of the time, a good majority high majority of the time, the practice of Yumeshipping or self-shipping is simply just an extension of the already existing Oshi and Oshikatsu culture. Most often it's a form of collecting and show of dedication to a character or maybe even a person that you genuinely really love. When it comes to Yumeshipping too, I've noticed in my experience that a lot of people that are more openly vocal and serious about Yumeshipping or being a non-sharing Yumeshipper are often teenagers, people who are a little bit younger. And as we all probably know from lived experience, because I feel like if you've made it to adulthood, you've been a teenager, but being a teenager is a weird transition into adulthood. It can be a very weird, lonely, isolating, and turbulent time for many people just because of hormones, let alone social interactions with your peers, learning where your place is in the world, learning about your sexuality, your gender identity. All of these things can make that period of time very confusing and very isolating in some cases. Sure, in some cases it can be a little extreme, sometimes even a little intense, but generally this intensity only exists online. It is almost always an online only issue. And despite all the room for personal objections or opinions as an outsider, I do think it's great that those who tend to Yumeship often end up investing into small businesses, independent artists on places like VGen or social media. They often give back to their community and the local anime and artist community just by proxy of their love of that character and wanting to create merchandise and artwork that just doesn't exist. Again, it is a net positive in keeping the community alive. And at the end of the day, if being a fan of something is a crime, I guess you gotta lock me and a million other people up, because to be quite honest, our show of fandom and our love of displaying our fandom, whether it's on our backpack, whether it's on our school bag, whether it's on our notebooks, our MacBooks, any level of fandom is something becoming more normal. And so Yumeshipping isn't really that far a fetch for a lot of people. But I guess let me know down below, what do you think of Yumeshipping? Have you heard of Yumeshipping or self-shipping before? Are you a Yumeshipper or self-shipper that participates online or maybe just behind closed doors in privacy? Do you like Yumeshipping? What is your thoughts on Yumeshipping? What is your favorite Yumeship that you've seen online? Again, I personally love Stanstein's Angel Wife. Every time, I think I follow them as well actually. Every time they pop up, I'm like, yes, queen, my favorite throuple, my favorite Kuel, we love to see them. I personally, I dig it. I think it's really fun. I think it's really silly in a really good way. I genuinely, it kind of gags me up. I think it's really cool, really fun. No one's getting hurt. I think that's the best thing. Like with a lot of Yumeshipping, almost always with Yumeshipping, no one's getting hurt. In fact, a lot of people see it as a really fun way of just being creative, artistic stuff, scrapbooking, Oshikatsu, collecting. I'd be a hypocrite if I said that I didn't appreciate some people's collections. They got some insane dedication to their characters. Like, I know I'm pretty stacked up with my figurines, especially my Sonico figurines. I have to say, I do feel like I'm rocking a pretty good collection here. They're not even all on screen. I have a half scale one next to me. She's literally up to my hip. I have a giant anime figure over there. If you're on Patreon, you know, but I have a giant one over in that corner. But like, I do have a level of appreciation as a collector for people who engage with Yumeshipping, because I do think it's actually kind of pretty cool to be that dedicated to a specific character. Like, I wish I was that consistent. I wish I was that consistent. My God, who's your FO? Tell me down below. Unless you're a non-sharing Yumeship, then that's fine. Keep it to yourself. Keep that. That's for you. Take that. Put it in your pocket. That's for you. That's on you. What the fuck am I saying? Again, I want to give a big thank you to all of my patrons over on Patreon for supporting me not only in 2025, but also now in the start of 2026. Luckily for you guys, I have a brand new room tour of my office available on the page. I have been editing it in the interim of this video, so that should be live right just now. Go and check. I have probably been posting about it on my social media anyway, but go and see that, go and watch. That is available to my Oshi and Otaku tier patrons, who are Nina Hopkins, Falky Gone Missing, Lucy, Shy Raw, Harakivo, Danny16, Sweet Misery, Meryl Lyram, The Galmar, xlace_Zale, and I hope I pronounced this correctly, Cielo Armonia? For just $2.50 a month, you can get downloadable and ad-free viewing of all of my publicly available content on YouTube. And for Otaku tier patrons and above, you will get access to extra content such as room tours, such as figure unboxings, such as vlogs, as well as just early access to these videos. And there are certain videos as well, such as my cursed fandom lore, my cursed convention lore, that has an extra segment literally just for the Patreon. So that sort of stuff will be there too. So there'll be a Patreon exclusive version sometimes, which is great if you want to see a little bit of extra content. But of course, as always, the cheapest and easiest way to support me and what I do is watching the video till the end, commenting down below, engaging with people, starting a conversation, liking the video, using that weird little hype feature that they're now doing, hyping? I don't know what that is. Hype it up though, hype the video up, save the video, share the video to a friend who might find it interesting. Hey, take a picture, tag me on Instagram and show yourself watching the video. What arts and crafts are you making whilst listening to me yap? Please share it online. And of course, hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon beside it to never miss an upload. And now it is time for all of your amazing fan art, which you can tag me in or submit over on Instagram or sometimes even TikTok comment sections. I will try and find them there. And of course, the end of the video outfit check. Bye! Hello! It is time for the end of the video outfit check. And again, this is one that you've seen before, but it is a personal favorite of mine. Starting out on top, we have the AC/DC rag headdress. I wear this a lot. It really is a favorite of mine. If I ever lost this, I would immediately replace it. It was only like 15 quid, but this one is super duper comfy. It has just like these really good little clips at the side. It just works great. It is a club classic for good reason. We do not leave the house without this bad boy. Next up, top-wise, I'm gonna be crucified, but actually this is a second-hand piece that I found on Vinted twice now. I managed to get the exact same top twice in my size, but it's literally just like this little jumper with like this cute little kind of like, I don't know what you'd call it, like little tool moment. It's got like nice long sleeves, little frills on the sleeves, you can kind of see them here, but it is really, really comfy and it works really well as just like an underlayer to more Jirai K and kind of like dark girly K outfits. Like when you're wearing a hoodie like this, like a cropped hoodie, it works really, really well as an underlayer because again, you're not going to take the hoodie off, but it kind of has that non-distracting base layer, which I think looks really, really cute. I'm also wearing a Vivienne Westwood safety pin necklace. Then on top, I have my Liz Lisa hoodie, which again is a favorite of mine. I got it in Japan last March when I was there, and I have worn it so much. I love this thing. I love it to death. I do need to restitch some of the bows because the little stitching in the corners has come loose. So that's going to be a little sewing project for me later this week, but it is a very, very cute, like cropped hoodie moment. I love it very much. I've taken so many photos. I've gone to so many conventions wearing this. You'll see me in it again. I love this hoodie. And then when it comes to the skirts, I was gonna just wear a Liz Lisa skirt, but to be honest, I kind of just wanted to wear this Dear My Love skirt that is again part of a hoodie set. A lot of them did like hoodie setups back last year. It's very popular, big popular moment. No Genki did it. Dear My Love, Liz Lisa, a bunch of the brands did like hoodie setups. Liz Lisa did do it best, I won't lie. I do love the Liz Lisa one the most, but I do think the Dear My Love ones were also very, very cute and budget friendly, but I do really love the skirt from it. It's got all these cute little kind of diamond details on the front, cute little bit of corseting there. Really, really, really cute. And again, very, very comfortable. And I will say actually, this Dear My Love piece has really nice lace and like a really nice underlayer and lining to it. So it is a really, really comfortable one to wear, even if you're just, again, like me, filming in your office or your room, maybe. Thank you again for watching the video. Please go check out some of my other content, which you'll be able to see on screen, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!